Today I am talking about panic attacks. In fact, there are many ways to help yourself manage a panic attack, but not all of them are relevant in the critical situations when there is real danger present. Why? Because we assume that a panic attack is for the most part the body's response to an imaginary or unlikely threat or danger. Working on this video, I tried to collect simple non-drug methods which can be used in a variety of situations, including the situation where there is a real danger to your life and well-being, when you have to think clearly. Before moving on to practical advice, I would like to elaborate briefly on what a panic attack is. This is very important because understanding what is happening gives us more control over the situation. A panic attack is an episode of sudden anxiety with an exaggerated reaction of the body to a threat or danger, real, potential, or imaginary. Panic attacks are accompanied by intense feelings of fear and helplessness when you think something terrible is about to happen. Panic attacks can happen to everybody. Panic attacks are accompanied by a variety of physical manifestations such as increased heart rate, chest pain, sweating, trembling, and nausea. A person can get a sensation of smothering, upset stomach, dizziness, and weak legs. Sometimes a person may feel detached from his surroundings when he feels that he is observing himself from outside his body. But combination of symptoms can be different for everybody. During a panic attack, the body's autonomic response is activated because it's controlled by the animal's brain. After the alarm signal sends an emergency signal to the adrenal glands, adrenaline releases into the bloodstream. The problem with panic attacks is that people interpret panic attacks as dangerous. Many find it difficult to understand what is happening, and this increases fear. The person feels out of control, thinking he is going crazy. People may believe they are having a heart attack or even dying. So panic can paralyze both physically and emotionally. However, it's important to remember that a panic attack is an extremely unpleasant but safe condition. It doesn't cause death. A panic attack will not cause a heart attack. A blockage in one or more of the blood vessels to the heart, which leads to an interruption of vital blood flow, causes a heart attack. If a cardiogram is taken exactly during the attack, we can register an accelerated but steady heart rate. When a person dies, blood pressure drops. During a panic attack, the pressure is usually slightly elevated. If you move during a heart attack, your condition will get worse. And if you move actively during a panic attack, you will feel better. Tell yourself, I have a panic attack. It's overwhelming. It's extremely unpleasant. My body is having a false alarm, but I will not die from it, and it will pass. Do not try to stop panic attack immediately. You cannot stop it, and it will lead to even more anxiety and frustration. Accept that once your body's alarm system has been triggered, it will take a while before it settles down. Once the adrenaline is released, your body needs some time to process it, so you will not be able to stop the panic attack directly. Instead of trying to calm your body, move around, shake your hands, or do some squats. Tell yourself, it's normal that I feel this way. Don't judge your feelings. Remind yourself that fear is a feeling and emotion, and it's not dangerous. Learning to deal with a panic attack is not the same as fighting your feelings or being afraid of them. To rewire your brain from anxiety, it's important to slow down the sympathetic nervous system and activate the vagus nerve, which is part of the parasympathetic nervous system. The activation of this nerve slows down physical manifestations of a panic attack. The vagus nerve lowers the heart rate and blood pressure as well as promotes general relaxation. There are different ways to achieve this. First option is breathing exercise. Find a quiet place and take off your shoes, if possible, and feel the ground under your feet. At this point, you need to take a slow and deep breath. During panic attacks, breathing is shallow and fast. Slow breathing activates the vagus nerve. So take a deep breath through your nose, mentally counting to 5. Hold your breath for 2 seconds and exhale very slowly through your nose or mouth for 5 seconds. Repeat the process 3 more times. This will lower your heart rate and prevent the snowball effect we see during panic attacks. Next tip: activate all your senses as much as possible. If you have cold water, the colder the better. Dip your face in the water for a few seconds. This procedure reduces the heart rate by 25%, interrupting the vicious cycle of panic attack. Other options: you can apply something cold to your wrist, abdomen, neck or temple, or listen to very loud music, eat a slice of lemon or a sour lollipop, have a hot drink or snap the rubber band against your wrist. Anything that shocks your nervous system will help switch your attention and stop the panic attack. The next step is to learn grounding skills. There is a very effective exercise that can be used wherever you are. This exercise is also called 5-4-3-2-1, which I already posted on my channel. Watch this video if you want to know more. I will leave a link in the description below. This exercise involves various senses and helps to stay in the moment. Some people may experience depersonalization and derealization during a panic attack, feelings that they are observing themselves from outside their body, or they have a sense that things around them aren't real. They have difficulties with concentration and make instant decisions. If this happens to you, then you need to learn to ground yourself. These skills are also important if someone close to you has a panic attack or derealization. Repeat all 5 stages of this exercise again and again until you achieve the desired result. You can free your brain from panic and fear by switching your attention to some activity that would require your full attention. For example, count from 100 to 1 in your head as quickly as possible. Do mental math, add, subtract, multiply, and so on. Focus on an object near you, on the second hand on your watch, for example, or pick up the keys and start thinking about them. When they were bought, what they are made of. Rub them with your fingers and focus on sensations. If you have a puzzle or some smartphone game that needs concentration, this is also a good option. When you start to feel panic, instead of trying to stop it, imagine each sensation as a wave that you float until it stops near the shore. Watch as the wave subsides when it reaches its peak. Remind yourself that if you think you are drowning in a wave, it doesn't mean you can't swim. Remind yourself that panic is just like a wave moving through the powerful ocean you are. Learn how to relieve stress and boost your mood with powerful relaxation techniques such as progressive muscle relaxation and visualization. These are very effective techniques I have already published on the channel. Self-hypnosis, mindfulness, or meditation are a great alternative. It is important to be ready to overcome the crisis on your own, as well as to be able to provide psychological support to others. There are some important rules. First, do not leave a person alone. Make a person feel your presence. You can take him by the hand or gently place your hand on his shoulder or back. Do not try to calm down a person and do not make assumptions about his needs. Better ask what he needs. Give him a chance to speak. Use so-called active listening techniques. Say yes and nod from time to time. Speak in simple, short sentences and in a confident tone. Talk about your feelings and his feelings. Finally, help divert attention, do a breathing exercise or a grounding exercise together. And remember, fear is a positive emotion that reminds you that you need to take care of yourself. Take care. See you next time.